Hey students, welcome to BBA Simplified by Dr. Vinky Sharma. Today we are going to begin with our new subject of semester 3, that is team building and leadership. Beginning with unit 1, in this unit we will understand what a team is, how it is different from a group, and the various types of teams that modern organizations use to achieve its effectiveness. So let's begin by understanding what is the meaning of team building. Well, it is a process of bringing individuals together to work collectively towards a common goal. So what we are doing, there are individuals, we are collecting all those individuals, bringing them together so that they all can work for a common organizational goal. There are certain things that it focuses upon, like improving communication, strengthening collaboration, enhancing trust, increasing productivity, reducing conflict. These team building, it is not a one-time activity. This is something that you need to ponder upon here. It is actually a continuous process of developing the interpersonal skills and also building the strong working relationship. Why? Because in any organization, when we look at the effective team building, we see that it ultimately improves the morale of the employees, it encourages the creativity, and it also ensures that the tasks are completed efficiently and collaboratively. So this collaboration brings Right. So having understood what is team building, we will now have an overview of what is a team. A team is much more than the collection of people. It is a group of individuals that are brought together with complementary skills, who share a common purpose and who holds each other mutually accountable. Right? So we see that there are three things important here. One is that we are bringing the individuals together with the complementary skills. So this is the first thing. Then we say that they will share a common purpose, right? This is the second thing. And the third thing is that they are also mutually accountable. Teams, when they work on the principles of cooperation, shared responsibilities, and collective success. So therefore we see that any good team will always have these characteristics: a clear common goal, they will have well-defined roles, they will have strong coordination, there will be mutual trust among the people, the communication would be open, and there will be more interdependence. Right. So for example, if we look at, there may be a hospital emergency team is a good example of a team, a software development team, or a school event committee. All of these functions, they smoothly only when the members act as a cohesive unit. Now the question comes that why teams are important. Of course, because team plays a crucial role in the modern organizations. As a single individual, he will not be able to handle the complex tasks alone. And in today's competitive business environment, it actually demands faster decisions, creative solutions, and the efficient execution. Therefore, the teams help achieve all of these. The importance of a team include better creativity, which means multiple minds and multiple ideas, improved decision making, right, wherein we can have some diverse perspectives when we see group of people working together. There will be higher productivity, which means that tasks are divided based on their strengths. Stronger motivation will be there. We'll see that the team would support, and the support among the team members would ultimately improve the morale of all the team members. There will be faster problem solving, reduced workload stress, and increased innovation as well. So in short, we can say that teams, they do help organizations achieve more in less time, of course with the better quality and higher employee satisfaction. We'll now understand the difference between groups and teams. It is said that many people actually consider groups and teams the same, but they are different significantly, specifically in their structure and in their purpose as well. Because in management and organizational behavior, we see that they are actually two different concepts. And understanding the difference help us know that how teamwork adds value beyond a simple group interaction. So to understand this, let's first talk about group. A group is simply a collection of individuals, but when we talk about a team, it is a coordinated unit with shared goals, shared responsibilities, and mutual accountability. And this difference is actually very important while studying organizational behavior and is a common exam question in CCSU papers as well. We will be looking at the difference between the groups and team in the next slide. Here I have a table shown here wherein we have the basis of the difference. Then we will see that what exactly is the difference. So let us now understand these differences. Let's first talk about a group. On the basis of the definition, it is said that a group is only a collection of individuals who can come together, maybe informally. But when we talk about team, they are collectively working together for shared goals. So it is a formal structure. Then when we talk about the goal of a group, there the focus is individual goal. While when we talk about a team, they are all working for a common organizational goals. Accountability is also of an individual in case of goal, in case of group. But here, in case of team, the accountability becomes mutual as well as shared. The skills are generally similar in the group because we say that we make a group of similar kind of people. For example, a group of HR people, a group of marketing people in the organization. But when we look at team, generally the skills are complementary because we make a team to complete a project where we need different kinds of skills which complement each other. Then is coordination. In group, the coordination is low. Why? Because they are working for their individual goals and they are accountable individually. But in case of coordination, in case of team, the coordination is on a higher side. Again, because of the mutual goal sharing and accountability. Then leadership. In a group, generally we see that there is one leader and there are other followers. But in case of teams, there is no leader as such. They all have shared responsibilities and they are generally distributed. Then when we talk about the output, in case of group, it is a sum of individual effort. But in case of team, we see a synergy which is always greater than the sum. So the biggest difference is actually this last one, which is synergy. In a group, the performance is equal to the sum of each person's effort, but in a team, the performance is greater than the sum of individuals' effort. Why? Because here all the members, they support and complement each other, and that is why organizations prefer team. They deliver better output with high collaboration and shared commitments. Now here we need to understand that today's organization, they face complex challenges that cannot be solved by one single person or one single department. And that is why different types of teams are formed, each with a specific structure, purpose and style of working. So in this section, we will explore the four major types of teams used in the modern organization, which is problem-solving team, self-managed team, cross-functional teams, and virtual teams. Each of these teams, they play a unique role in improving the performance, innovation, and collaboration across the organization. So let's understand them one by one. The first type of a team is a problem-solving team. It is formed to examine the specific issue in the workplace and to suggest the improvements. They typically consist of 6 to 12 employees from the same department, and they meet regularly to identify the performance problem, to analyze the causes, discuss the quality issue, and suggest the improvements. However, we see that these problem solving teams, they generally do not have the authority to implement their recommendation. So that is why they act only as advisory team that support the management in making better decisions. So they do not have the implementation rights. For example, maybe a quality control team in a manufacturing unit, they may meet weekly to discuss the defects and the purpose, or maybe they may propose that the ways to improve the production quality. The key features that could be seen for problem solving team are that, of course, their focus is on bringing the improvement. So they meet weekly, they do the brainstorming session. Their task is generally a short term task oriented. There are 6 to 12 employees that I have already told you, and it is led by a supervisor or a manager. Let's take an example of problem solving teams from the real world. The first team is the quality circles at Toyota. Here, workers meet regularly to identify ways to improve the efficiency and to reduce the defects. These are famous worldwide for improving their quality. Then second example is of school improvement committees. So what do? The teachers and the department heads, they discuss the issues, maybe attendance, discipline or curriculum gaps, and then they recommend the solution. The third example we can take here is of a hospital patient safety teams. Here these staff members, they need to review the patient safety concerns and then they suggest better practices. And the fourth example that could be taken up here is of an airport ground operation review teams. Here the team members, they evaluate the flight turnaround delays and then they recommend the improvement. So these teams, they are actually ensuring continuously the improvements and they also help the organization become more efficient over a period of time. Now let's come on to the second type of a team, that is self-managed teams. A self-managed team is a highly autonomous team that operates without a traditional supervisor. So it operates without any direct supervision. These team members themselves, they will set the goal, they make decisions, they divide the task, they monitor their performance, they solve internal conflicts, and they even take responsibility for their results. So we see that these teams, they require higher level of motivation, maturity and trust among the members, and generally these self-managed teams are made with high level of experienced people only, because the low level experience, in case of low level experience, it has been seen that they ultimately end up into conflicts. Again, these self-managed teams are actually powerful because they increase their own ownership, their responsibilities and the innovation on which they are working on. They are very commonly used in technology companies, startups and project-based industries where flexibility and creativity are essential. Again, the characteristics of self-management teams are that they are highly autonomous, they are self-monitoring themselves, there is a leadership that is shared, they do have a decision-making power, and they are the one who are accountable and responsible for the outcomes. As we saw the examples earlier, here also we will take and talk about few of the examples of self-managed teams. The first one is the agile software development teams. Here the programmers, designers and the testers, they organize their own work during the sprints without any direct supervision. Then there are startup project teams. In the new businesses, the employees, they often work independently and they also manage multiple tasks because of limited hierarchical structure. Then the self-directed customer support teams. Here the small groups of customer service agents, they handle all the queries independently and they rotate their responsibilities. And another example that we can talk about here is of a manufacturing unit, which is cell-based teams. These teams, they manage their own production schedules, their maintenance and their quality checks. So we see that the self-managed teams, it increases the flexibility and leads to faster decision making. Why? Because there is no constant need for managerial approvals. Coming on to the third type of a team, that is cross-functional team. These teams are a group of people from different departments, right? They do work together on a common task, but so this means that the team may include the members from marketing, finance, operations, HR, IT, design, production, from all the departments maybe. So cross-functional teams are actually useful. Why? Because they bring diverse skills and broad perspective into one place. Right? This helps in better decision making, faster innovation, and richer problem solving. However, these teams, they require strong coordination because members come from different functional backgrounds and they may have conflicting priorities. Looking at the features of these teams, we see that they are diverse. They do have diverse expertise as they are coming from different departments. Their perspective is broader. They do have strong coordination, which is actually needed to work into cross-functional teams. And also they are generally temporary, but in some organization they may work permanently on a continuous task. Now let's take a few examples for cross-functional teams again. There is one new product development team. Here, maybe in this team may include marketing experts, designers, R&D specialists, engineers, and finance analysts. For example, when a new smartphone is launched, so all these departments, they collaborate to plan their features, pricing, promotions, and production. The second example could be of a college event coordination. Right here in the college events like fests and seminars, they require coordination between the students, administrations, finance, and the technical staff. This is again a perfect example of a cross-functional academic team. We can also take an example of a corporate strategic planning team. When the company prepares its annual strategy, so we need to have top executives from HR, operations, IT, marketing, and the finance. They all come together to make their decisions. So these teams, they combine different skill sets. Why? So that they can achieve the goals that no single department can achieve alone. And coming on to the fourth type of a team, that is virtual teams, where we see that it is actually a group of individuals who work together from different geographical locations or remotely using digital communication tools. Here in this case, members may be in the different cities, states, or even in different countries. The virtual teams, they communicate through video conferencing, through emails, shared documents, chat applications, maybe some online project management platforms. These virtual teams, they have become extremely popular after the growth of remote work and digital collaboration, that is post-COVID. They save time, they reduce the cost, and they also allow organizations to hire the best talent worldwide. However, there are problems. They may require strong communication and self-discipline because face-to-face interaction is very limited. Looking at the features of virtual team, we see that these teams are absolutely technology driven. So if any of the team in any of the geographic location is facing a technical issue, then they may have to see a delay in their meetings or decision making. These teams are also flexible. They do have flexible working hours because they work according to the working hours of different geographic regions. Yet they are cost effective. They require strong discipline, and if the technology is favoring them, then of course there could be fastest decision making ever that can happen over virtual teams. Now let's have a look on the examples of virtual teams. If we talk about online teaching teams, then here we see the case where teachers, they conduct virtual classes, they coordinate through Google Classrooms, and they collaborate digitally. Another example that we can take up here is of a remote IT development team where software engineers from different countries, they all work together on a same project using the cloud platforms. Another example could be of a digital marketing team where the content creators, graphic designers, and social media managers they collaborate online. And next could be any multinational company collaboration teams where the companies like Google, Amazon, and Microsoft they have global teams working across the time zones. So we see that these teams they show how the technology has enabled people to work effectively without being physically present in the same space. Yet, we understand that there are challenges of team building. So, while teams bring many benefits, team building also comes with several challenges that managers must address too. We will be talking about some of the common challenges. First is communication barrier, which means misunderstanding that could be due to poor communication or maybe lack of clarity. Another challenge could be conflict of interest, wherein we see that members may have different priorities or maybe their own personal goal clash with it. Next is misalignment of goals, where the goals are not aligned or maybe the team members are not actually working for the common organizational goal. So we see the misalignment between personal goal and the organizational goal. The next challenge is the lack of trust. If the trust is missing, then the entire teamwork becomes ineffective. So, this is one of the most important ingredient here. Next is the poor leadership. Of course, without good leadership, teams may lose the directions. Then the cultural differences, especially in the virtual or global teams, we see various cultural values that generally differ from one place or to the other geographic region. Then is time zone issues. For virtual team spread across the countries, we see that coordinating meeting becomes difficult. So effective team building, what does it require? It requires identifying these challenges and then taking these steps to overcome them. How? Maybe through training, communications, and most important, that is the leadership support. Let's now talk about the benefits of effective teams. So when team building is done correctly, then organization actually enjoy numerous benefits like higher productivity, wherein the teams they divide the work based on their individual strengths and they finish the task faster. Next is better decision making. Of course, we see that different viewpoints lead to stronger as well as more creative solutions. There has been seen increase innovation because brainstorming sessions in the team it leads to new ideas and the smarter strategies. Then there is a strong employee engagement where working together that builds the motivation and job satisfaction also. Then there are faster problem solving. Teams combine these skills to solve the issues more quickly. There is reduced workload stress because work is shared, which leads to less burden on individual employee. Then there are improved organizational performances. So ultimately, strong teams help the entire organization grow and succeed. So these benefits they show that why team building is considered essential in any modern organizational success. We'll now quickly look at the summary of whatever we have learned today. We began with the meaning of team building and understood how it supports collaboration, trust, and productivity. Then we learned that what a team is and explored its characteristics such as shared goals, defined roles, and independence. Then we discussed the difference between groups and teams, that highlighting why teams often better synergy and shared accountability than the groups. We studied 4 major types of teams: problem solving teams, self-management teams, cross-functional teams, and virtual teams. Then finally, we also discussed the challenges that teams face and the key benefits of effective teamwork. So overall, this unit has actually helped us understand that how the teamwork from the backbone of successful organization in today's dynamic business environment. We will quickly also have a look onto the important exam question. These questions are generally seen in the short questions. Define a team, what is self-management team, difference between groups and teams, and what is virtual team. And these questions have been coming in the long questions. Explain the types of teams with example. What is team building? Discuss its importance. Compare and contrast the groups and teams, and explain cross-functional teams and their advantages. I hope this unit was very clear to you and the concepts also. Thank you so much for learning with BBA Simplified by Dr. Vinky Sharma. In the next video, we will be talking about Unit 2, which is on evaluating the team performances. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more marathon classes. Thank you so much for watching.